I mean, the song that we play is Creme with Walnuts Ugly. Are people getting sick of it? Is it too much?
I like it.
It's getting annoying. All right, good. If you like it, then here it is.
Showtime.
Who are these socials?
Taking down the other podcasts one by one.
Who are these socials?
That clip is why people make fun of you.
With Carl
This is all just for the radio.
and Blind Mike.
We have a lot of business to take care of.
Who are these
We are
socials?
the number one podcast on the internet today.
WATS.
Welcome to yet another episode of WATS, the show thousands of people come to answer the age-old question, what's the deal with social media? You can't find a show that flip-flops more on Israel. I'm your host, Carl Hamburger. With me as always is Mike Geary, aka Blind Mike. What's up, Mike?
Ooh, if you guys thought Carl was gay just for having no kids, wait till I tell you about an emergency episode he did a couple days ago. Ooh,
Oh, I'm going to be outed. This is crazy.
as gay as it comes, folks.
And on my own show. There are rumors going around that I've been having an affair with April Imholt and that I won't read your super chats. The latter is simply not true. I will read every super chat. I'll even interrupt my blind co-host in a very rude manner to do so. And also, the deal is still on. $25 or more in a super chat, you get a personalized super chat jingle that we'll play anytime you donate $5 or more in the future. We appreciate the support, everybody. Thank you very much for that. Now, Mike, we start our show differently than anyone else does.
Mhm.
I listen to a lot of podcasts. It's actually my job to listen to podcasts. And it's crazy to me how no one else has figured this out. It seems like a basic formula to me. You have two co-hosts. We're equals. There's no sidekick. It's just two co-hosts. We're both the main guys on the show. Yeah. And we start the show with some banter.
Right.
Why isn't anyone else doing this?
I don't know. We're actually encouraging people to kind of take this model and run with it. And no one's doing it. It's very weird.
It's not copyrighted.
No.
I don't have a trademark on banter. Go ahead and use it if you want to. But all right, let's just get right into it.
Here come the guys with the banter. The frosted tips, yeah. Here come the guys with the banter. The other can't see shit, yeah. Here come the guys with the banter.
And a lot, I get the feedback from people. Some of these shows ignore the internet. I do not. I read the internet. I pay attention to it. And what I'm seeing is more jingles.
Talk! Do you banter at me? Do you banter at me?
And Mike, what I want to talk to you about today is the latest episode of the Blind Mike Project. I was watching it on Sunday morning, as I always do, 10 a.m. Eastern on Blind Mike's YouTube channel.
I don't know if I'm ready to talk about it yet.
And boy, did you find a gem.
Oh, what's that?
Bryan Callen.
Oh, yes.
You thought I was going to bring up Hack Ride. No.
Well, yeah, I was,
No,
I was nervous.
No. You found a gem. I couldn't believe this. When I heard this, I was jealous. I was like, fuck, why did I find this? Bryan Callen goes on Fighter and the Kid and laments about the fact that he wasn't invited to the Tom Brady roast.
It's the craziest thing.
I guess I'm out of show business, everyone. I wasn't even invited to the Tom Brady roast. Bryan, you've never been on any roast ever. We've never seen you on a roast. Why would you think you would get invited to that?
He's like, yeah, it's crazy. These kids that are 20 years younger than me are getting opportunities that I don't have. It's wild.
Well, and I think it took you a minute to come to the realization that because Tom and Bert were there and Andrew Schultz
forgot about
was
that. I
there.
knew they kind of had an association with Hinchcliffe and a little bit with Schultz. I forgot that Tom and Bert are Rogan's guys.
Well, I forgot too, because they're the least memorable part of that show.
Right.
So
That was rough.
Yeah, right. So it's very easy to forget, but I couldn't believe it. It wasn't until you said it. They're like, or maybe it was Hacker or someone was just like, well, there were some podcasters on that who are, famous podcasters. Like, oh yeah, that's right. Because I couldn't believe that Bryan would even brought this up.
No, it was weird. Like if Jeff Ross wasn't invited, I can understand him being like, hey, that's odd. They had a roast without me. I'm the roast master.
Right.
Bryan's never done anything like that. He's 20 years older than all those guys. He has zero connection to Tom Brady, like even remotely. And like they're not particularly. If I think of something topical and pop culture related, I would think of Andrew Schultz and maybe Nikki Glazer. I would not think of Bryan Callen even remotely. The guy's almost 60. Like, why would he be there?
Well, let's not even forget about the age. Forget about that part completely. It makes, Drew Bledsoe was there. I don't know how old that guy is, but forget about the age.
But there's a reason Bledsoe's there.
No, I know. I understand. Forget about the age. The idea that he feels like he's been shunned from show business. And I think I was watching Podcast Cringe or one of these YouTube channels that sums these things up. Yeah. And the guy made a great point. And I think I've been saying this for a while. There's so many podcasts now, and everyone's on a podcast all the time. We constantly have the same people on all these podcasts. We've gotten into an era of oversharing.
Oh,
and
for sure.
I think Bryan Callen's on this show. They have to fill time, whatever. But also, these are conversations you have with your buddy on the telephone or at the pub or over lunch. Why are you saying this on your show? This is embarrassing.
I appreciate it's a rare great moment by Brendan Schaub where he just called Callen out because Callen was being mopey the whole episode.
Yeah.
And he's like, what's wrong, man? Why can't we talk about this? And just out of nowhere, Callen blurts out like, I should have been there. I can't believe I wasn't invited. And it's like, what? I can't believe you thought you could have been invited.
That's what's so bizarre to me. It's like he wasn't even in the audience, and nor should he be. No one was expecting to see Bryan Callen there.
There are guys in the audience that are way more like Shane Gillis should have been on that roast years before Bryan Callen. Like Bill Burr is another one I'm surprised wasn't part of that. Bryan Callen, it never crossed my mind. Like, he kind of acted like we were all sitting at home wondering, like, geez, crazy they didn't invite Bryan.
Dude, that's a good point. Bill Burr, I wonder if he turned it down because you got to
He did.
think
He said. I guess he said.
Okay.
He said on Dan Patrick that he didn't want to do it. I guess.
I was going to say a Boston guy with his level of fame and comedic chops would be crazy for him not to be on there. Okay, so that makes a lot more sense. But I was watching this. I think it was Podcast Cringe. I forget. But Nikki Glazer is getting all of these accolades now, and everyone's going, Nikki's the greatest comic to ever exist because she did 5 minutes that were pretty good on the Tom Brady roast.
I thought she was very good.
She was great. She was very good. But to Nikki's credit, she's not running around doing a victory lap. She's going, all right, guys, calm down. I did well. I appreciate everyone saying that. But at the same time, she's maybe oversharing as well. She was on with Bobby Lee on not Bad Friends, the other one.
Tiger Belly?
Tiger Belly. She was on there, and she was pretty much like explaining all of these things that you really shouldn't talk about on a show. It's stuff that you would, I'm like, well, I'm concerned because everyone's saying how great I am. Then some people are going to look into it and say I'm not that great, and they're going to find reasons why I'm not that great. And it's like, she's in her own head. It's like, Nikki, this is a bad why are comics so fucking in their own heads all the time? They're so goddamn neurotic. Like, get over yourself. It's fine.
Colin Quinn is a great quote that I'll poorly paraphrase about podcasting, but he says it's amazing. We live in an age where everyone's trying to get you in trouble for everything you say, and we record every single thought we have.
Right.
It's like, like there is an element of like Callen can just say that off the air to Brendan Schaub, like, fuck, it's crazy. Tony was nothing 10 years ago, and I was the guy. But like, it just makes you look bad when you can't celebrate. Like Tony Hinchcliffe's podcast is incredibly successful.
Yes.
The idea that you feel you're owed that is weird. Like, you guys had a run, and now you sold 20 tickets at the Vulcan and had to cancel the show. That's the way showbiz works sometimes. It sucks,
So Mike, what you're describing right now is called a crisis.
Yeah.
Because Kill Tony keeps getting more and more popular. They're playing bigger and bigger places. And like you said, The Fighter and the Kid, people mostly hate watch because no one's buying tickets to go see them live in Austin.
Yeah.
So they had to cancel all the live shows.
I think Hack Ride made a great point where he was like, what we're hearing from Bryan Callen is him looking at Brendan Schaub saying, I can't believe I hitched my wagon to this. Like, I'm stuck here. Now, I think it's a funny thought. I don't agree with it in the sense that I don't think Bryan Callen's like a great comic. Like,
no.
It never occurred to me, hey, he should be on this dais. If Callen was zinging these guys, we'd have a lot of fun.
He's not even a good podcaster. I've always thought of Bryan Callen as kind of a meh.
Yeah.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
Like, I don't go out of my way to make fun of him. It's not like embarrassing, but it's also not like, oh my gosh, Callen was on Joe Rogan. I got to listen to this episode. Like, whatever.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
All right. Is that enough banter? Have we fulfilled our banter?
I think it's very satisfying.
Quota for the week? I think so. I think we killed it. And how do you follow up great banter with a great jingle?
Blinded like Blind Mike. Don't be a douche. Instagram in the night. Blinded like Blind Mike. Check out these reels. They might make you wanna fight.
I should point out, of course, that jingle written and recorded by Doug from the Jingles department, who's been sending me very nice notes lately after our shows.
Oh.
He loves this program. He's always tuning in, much
Doug.
to his wife's chagrin, but we appreciate that. Thank you for the support, Doug. All right, so this is a video that's been making the rounds. I actually heard this on the Dick Show. I was on the Dick Show this week, and right before Vinny and I came on, they were checking this out. This is a graduation ceremony. Do you know where this was?
No, and I'm not sure what's happening, but this woman seems to be, I haven't heard a follow-up. I don't know if she literally had a stroke, but it seems to be one of those things where the person has no control of their mouth. We heard here in Boston, I don't know if you're familiar with the Bruins announcer, Jack Edwards.
Yeah.
Where like all season, it sounded like he was drunk or something. And he eventually addressed it and said, like, I don't know what's wrong with me. Like, he can't talk anymore. I don't know if this woman is having something like that, or she's just never been able to read, if she's poorly educated, or what's happening.
Well, they came out and said, this is what I heard. They came out and said that they spelled all the names out phonetically, which makes even less sense.
Right. How would it?
Right. So
That would lead to pronouncing it like too correctly.
correct.
Almost.
Yeah. Sorry. So let's check this out.
Alisuna Cole Bishop.
Okay, that's close.
Uvun Jinju Brinon.
Okay, that was Sarah Virginia Brennan. Was the name that she was introducing with this? Listen to this.
Sair Uvun Jinju Brinon.
And the point I was making on the Dick Show, because we were talking about this after we came on, is if someone pronounced my name that poorly, I wouldn't start walking to grab my
I
diploma.
wouldn't know it was me. No way.
I'd be looking behind me like, oh, no, am I in the wrong place? I must be out of order. My bad. What the fuck?
I will say, I will scold whoever wrote these names down for her. Like, do you need to write Sarah phonetically? I think
No, none of these names. Her last name is Brennan. How hard is that to pronounce? What else could
what
it
the
be?
fuck?
Fucking idiot.
Maybe Lee Zubeth Bratowski.
Wow. So she sees the Z. It just says zoo. It's Elizabeth. Ely Zoo DeBeth. What the fuck?
Marlena Zobeth Kamp.
that time it was just Zabath. All right.
This is
All
like
right. Close
Klingon
enough.
or something she's speaking.
Oh, you know what? Hold on a second. I might have just realized something. Because I make this mistake with Super Chatter sometimes. Okay. When people put their names in without any spaces, sometimes you can't figure out where one thing ends and the next one begins.
Sure.
So this was Molly Elizabeth Camp. Listen to how this is pronounced. Maybe I'm onto something here. Maybe that's what's happening. There's no spaces.
Marlena
No.
Zobeth Kamp.
Oh,
All right, so that one, she morphed Molly into Elizabeth. Molly's is, all right.
She said Malina, though. Where do you get that?
Yeah, no, I know, it's crazy.
Thomas.
Someone's correcting her on mic. Hot mic. Whoops. All right, that's fun. So, speaking of fun names, here's another one from Instagram that Mike Geary found for us.
Oh, yes.
What's the trashiest name you've ever heard, and what made it trashy?
So I worked at a clothing retail store in college, and this lady came in, and I was checking her out, and she had the sweetest new baby girl. And of course, I was like, oh, she's so cute. What's her name? And she said, Cuntley. And it was monogrammed right there on her bag in like the prettiest script. Cuntley, Cuntley. And I was like, oh, I mean, what do you even say to that? And she was like, yeah, a lot of people don't like it, but we just really like it. And I'll never forget that. I think about that girl because now she'd be a teenager. And I think, what is her life like?
I think it's fun. I think it's taking the word back, you know?
I totally agree with you. I have to admit this. I've never said this before. I don't talk about my personal life all that much, but I did legally change my name to Carl. My parents named me Snaggletooth Fuckfacious. And I said, I can't go through high school like this, guys. This is going to be a problem.
A Cuntley hamburger would be a cute name.
Yeah, it would be fun. It's crazy. You know the song, the Johnny Cash song, A Boy Named Sue.
Yeah.
And, it turns out the father knew he was going to leave the family, so he named him Sue, so he'd be a tough guy or whatever. I got to think that you name your daughter Cuntley so she behaves and doesn't act like an asshole. Right? Like, oh, look at what Cuntley's being a Cuntley again, So she's just like, no, I'm bubbly. I'm always in a good mood.
I do think maybe not in our lifetimes, but like we've had enough. I think now people are trying to get weird with names recently, and of course all the famous like weird celebrity names. We could have a president Cuntley one day. Times are changing. And
I would vote for a president Cuntley. Wait, is it a woman? Never mind. I take that. I take
crazy.
That back. Yeah, that's nuts.
I'd rather have a male President Cuntley than a woman of any name.
Yay, super chats.
Two-faced lying bastard. Walking my dog right now. Please, visuals to a minimum. Listen, I get a lot of suggestions for videos that are very funny that I don't show on here because we keep visuals to a minimum.
I appreciate it.
I have a blind co-host here. Normal Mike Henry $2 says, I have a prescription for banter.
Ooh.
Bandit Karate $2. Why didn't you invite Bryan Callen to Hackamania? Because he doesn't sell tickets. Bryan Callen can't sell tickets. Normal Mike Henry.
It'd be great if Callen's like, I just can't believe I looked at the lineup and it's like I'm better than Ray DeVito.
Yeah. Pat Dixon. I should be headlining this show. What's going on right now? Why didn't they invite OJ to the roast?
Damn. Maybe they did.
Yeah, maybe they did.
He could have
It's
been a
very,
surprise
It's very
guest, but he
possible.
didn't.
Yeah. Wasn't able to make it. Voltaire 325. Wow, top-notch banter and jingles about banter too. Do we have it all over here? It's crazy. I'm not one to toot my own horn, but we have it all.
You guys are spoiled.
Seriously, we're too good to you. Streamlabs, PayPal, Venmo. Love the show, boys. I wonder what that name means. Normal Mike Henry again. I'm legally unable to comment on a teenage cuntly. Yes, correct. Let's just leave it alone. I'll give you the old Opie. Leave it alone. Don't
Leave
even
it the fuck alone.
leave it the fuck. You want to go there? You don't want to go there. You know where I want to go? I want to go to YouTube.
I'll stop the show and watch YouTube.
And I'll tell you why I want to go to YouTube, because John Sarasani, episode 4, things are changing. He's no longer just watching these application videos coming in for his show.
No, we've really ramped things up, and finally we get to see what the ultimate product was supposed to be. This is what John Sarasani envisioned when he had the idea for the partner.
Yeah, so let me explain real quick for new viewers and listeners. John Sarasani is this guy who started his own company, sold it for a few $1 million, and then took to Instagram to brag about that and show off his wealth and the waterfall in his house nonstop, as well as call out anyone who said, you're being a douche. And call them out directly. So John Sarasani caught our radar for that reason. Well, then he started a YouTube show that's basically the Shark Tank. It's just Shark Tank.
Yeah,
But-
yeah, it's Shark Tank with one guy who doesn't
Right.
really have a plan for any of these people.
Correct. So John's like, I'm sitting on a bunch of money. I have wads of cash in my hand. I pretend it's a cell phone. So maybe I should invest it in something and try to make money with my money. So his big idea was, I'll start my own Shark Tank on YouTube. And all these people send in these video applications where it's basically like a job interview. They're like, hey, I'll take some of that money. You know, and John watches those videos. He
Some
goes,
people want a job, other people want him to invest in the business. There's
Yeah.
no goal, really.
Yeah, no one really knows what's going on. So
Yeah.
I'm happy to say that episode 4, we finally get to a point where there's other people on the show besides just John Sarasani.
All right, today's the day, guys. You're all here for a reason. I ain't doing this just for social media. I'm looking for actual freaking business partners. All right. I want to walk out of here today with people that'll have cash flowing business ideas that will be my business partner. All right. Anyone that comes in, now we didn't tell them this, anyone that comes in that just wants money from me and I can't help them with my business acumen, my business expertise, or my network or resources, I'm not going to partner with them.
Okay.
Why would you have to tell them that? Wouldn't that be assumed?
Well, I love that he thinks that's a big curveball right there. He's like, now wait for this, guys. Watch this. If someone comes in and just begs for my money, I'm going to say no. I would assume you would there, John.
Here's the twist. The
Yeah.
people that don't sing well don't get invited to Hollywood.
Right. Yeah. Whoa. Okay. That's a little different than the Masked Singer. I didn't realize. Okay, cool. Here's my interpretation of this, because what John Sarasani did is he was a B2B sales rep. He decided to go off on his own, start his own company. He did that. He was successful enough that he sold the company, made a few $1 million, and he's been on bragging that he never has to work ever again.
Yeah.
What happens to guys like him, I've seen it, is they go, oh, but you know what? I'm actually really good at working. I like bossing people around. I like being the boss. I like telling people what to do. And now I'm just on Instagram telling people on Facebook they're losers. This is not the life for me. So he wants to get back into business because he wants to boss people around and tell them what to do. So that's what he just said. He goes, listen, you want me to just invest in your company and just make money off my investment? I don't care about that shit. I can do that shit by day trading. What I want to do is bring people in who will let me tell them what to do.
Yeah, sometimes on Shark Tank, you'll hear people say, like, you know, if you're going to invest in this, I actually want you to be a part of the business. I
Yeah.
feel like contestants on this show are like, can we just have your money and you not really be involved, please?
Yes.
Like, stay away from it.
All right, so now we're going to meet the team. So he's sitting around a table. He's sitting at a round table with 3 other people, and it's almost like the Last Supper because they have to get the camera angle in, so they're all around the one side, which is awkward. But
here's what's crazy, though. One of these people we're about to meet, remember last week when you said, please give me the follow-up on Eric Platt or whatever the fuck his name is?
Yeah.
One of the members at this table were just thrown together last week. So there was no plan for what these people are going to do on this show.
No plan at all.
All right. Eric, me and you have been friends on social media for a while.
Right there's a towel. You and me have been friends on social media for a while.
Yeah.
I remember I followed you back. Yeah, cool.
That was a big day for you, wasn't it?
What the fuck? So let's hear about his amazing responsibilities here. This is great.
But I asked you to come here, man, because people are going to be nervous walking in. They don't know what they're walking into. This is a big day for them, all right? So I want you out there doing your VIP nightlife skill set, buddy, making everyone feel comfortable. All right, bro?
No, I'm excited about it. Thank you.
Okay.
So he's the Walmart greeter of the panel. Okay, good. Needed one of those.
I want you doing your VIP nightlife skill set. What does that mean?
Walmart greeter. I think I just summed it up pretty well, to be honest with you.
That's fair.
Okay, so now there's a woman next, Bree. Let's find out why she's there.
Good. I'm glad you came, man. Bree, you know the drill. This is going to be huge. This is going to be huge. You know, having a female on our team is rather than me and Frank just yelling in the face. And you know, Frank, we came up with this.
Okay, that was it. He just goes, Bree, you're the token chick. All right, got it. Next. That was literally all he did to say, like, what Bree's responsibility was just they needed a female to balance things out on the show.
I thought they could at least make her like the hostess or something. She could seat everyone when they come in, you know?
Oh, no. That's Eric's job. You forgot.
That's true. VIP nightlife.
Yeah.
I forgot.
Okay.
Idea together, man.
Yes, sir.
And the production is, you know, this is top notch what we're doing here. But again, I want to make sure you're also a sounding board for me to walk out of this with actual business partners.
Definitely, we got your back, and you know this is going to be very intimidating for them. So your role is going to be super important. John's the star, so I want them to completely.
I see how this guy got his job. Just everyone knows that John is the star. John, you're the star. You're the ace. You're the guy, John.
Okay, everyone knows their roles. Greeter, lady, yes man. Go.
No, literally, that sums it up. That's perfect.
Not see him when they walk in. He's going to be sequestered into here. So, you know, Bree, your job is going to be kind of corralling a little bit, getting him comfortable as well as the yard.
Getting them comfortable.
Yeah, so it's both their jobs, by the way. Unless he's offering blowjobs in the hall.
Well, that's what I was thinking right there, yeah. Back rows, maybe a little bit more, whatever it takes.
So essentially, they're saying, all right, Bree, you're going to do this job. Eric, you too, because you follow John on Instagram.
And then there'll be several stop points here. So you guys will, we'll all cue this up. And then when John's ready to roll, it's going to be no whole bars, not scripted.
I don't think that's the word.
John is going to, find it.
No, it's definitely not.
No whole bars.
No, it's no holds barred.
Yes,
it has to do with a wrestling term where there's certain holes you can like, choke people out and shit. And if it's no holds barred, you're allowed to do that. Do I have to explain this to this idiot?
These are no whole bars. Nothing's falling through this bar.
No, there's no holes in this bar. I can tell you that for sure. That would be a funny name for a pub. All right, let's fast forward a little bit. Let's scrub through because we have a moment of truth here coming in. Now,
this is big.
Yeah, one of the things that you and I were talking about is we're watching him react to these videos. He's like, I'm not sure. Maybe I'll talk to him. I don't know. And then it's like, well, we got to bring these people in face to face to meet with John.
That's ultimately the moment of truth. This is going to be a big deal. When you have to face the Simon Cowell of this show,
yes,
that's going to be tough.
Yeah, let's see what happens here.
Okay, cool, man. I'm going to look this over, bro, and I'll follow up with you, buddy. Yeah, Thanks for coming, man.
Absolutely.
Appreciate you, Mike.
Thank you,
All right, man. Thanks, brother. You know, when I called Mike in here, man, I wasn't really sure if he owned the current place he was at or if he just ran it for someone else. So we got the answer there. He's got a good head on his shoulders, man, and I meant what I said. I'm not jumping into an industry like this without someone like him as my partner. He's got to do a little bit more diligence, but that's the value. That's the value of having me as a business partner. He didn't even know to ask those questions. Mike's definitely well-versed on the industry. Yeah, I'm going to think about this one.
Mike.
How much more thinking do you need to do?
The word I wrote down for this is enthralling. All I could think the next morning at the water cooler, the conversation. Did you see John Sarasani wasn't sure about that one guy and had to think about it some more? Unbelievable. I don't know what to make of that.
Mike won a third interview with John Sarasani last night.
What the fuck? Dude, do something. You're doing a show. Do something. We're literally watching him just take meetings.
There is no drama. It's honestly boring, but I'm captivated by how boring it is.
It's the worst thing anyone's ever done. John thinks he's so interesting that you can just like watch him in a business meeting and be like, this is amazing. I can't stop watching this.
Shark Tank's the kind of idea, like, I didn't think that you could turn it into a bad idea. It's like a pretty cool idea. You have investors basically either buy a pitch or turn it down. And John has managed to make that mind-numbingly boring.
It's incredible. Could you imagine at Shark Tank if the guy, they do their whole presentation, they're just like, you know what, it's a definite maybe. We'll call you.
Get back to you.
Yeah, we'll get back to you on that. Like, that's
And
not
then
a show.
The next episode is just Kevin O'Leary. Like, I'm still mulling it over.
Yes, I'm still not. I'm on the fence. I got to talk to my wife about this one.
It's been 4 weeks. Nothing's happened.
I know. This is week 4. We still haven't done anything. So now let's fast forward to the end of the show because obviously you got to end with a pop.
Oh, yeah.
Right? It's really important on these reality shows. You got to end with something you're just like, oh my God, it's already over? When's the next one? I can't wait for the next one.
Gotta come back next week after that.
Yeah, right. I was watching a documentary last night about Ashley Madison.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
And that's on Netflix right now.
I think I've seen that, yeah.
And okay, so I don't know how old it is, but it was on the Netflix, and I'm like, oh, let's watch this. I knew about Ashley Madison and about the data breach and all that kind of stuff, so I was interested to see what happened. And we're watching the first episode, and I wasn't going to watch the second one and stay up that late. I'm like, I got to watch the next one. You know what I mean?
It's like pretty interesting. It grabs you.
It does. It grabs you. It makes you want to watch more. Let's see if John Sarasani can pull that off here.
So final pick is going to be
Mike Cavanaugh and Matthew Candle.
Left that big job in my 20s to become an entrepreneur. Everyone said I would fail, but I got winner in my core.
Did the music just drown out what he was saying? What just happened right there? Can we reshoot that? What just happened?
I think he said, you're coming to my house on Thursday. So that's like the big grand prize for these guys is they get to go to his house to have another interview where, as he said at the beginning of the episode, he might not hire them.
Mike, this show sucks.
It's dreadful, but I'm hooked now.
It's dreadful. Holy shit. John Sarasani never change. I love this guy. He thinks he's so important because, hey, look, I can invest a couple $100,000 into your company.
Yeah. Well, you knew he was a shrewd investor when Bert Kreischer complimented him and he invested in his vodka.
Yep.
That's when you knew this is a businessman not to be trifled with.
Listen, I'll put $500,000 into your vodka, but do I get to meet Joe Rogan? He'll be at the meet and greet. Okay, deal.
Well, as long as I can see where the two bears record, then of course.
Right? Yeah. I want to see the hat collection, and then I'm all in. Fucking idiot. You know what? This one came in. We're still on YouTube. This one came in from Connor, and this is a fun video that he found. Now, as you know, Howard Stern interviewed Joe Biden not too long ago.
I've heard.
Oh, and I haven't even talked about this. I heard rumors that hundreds of thousands of people unsubscribed from Sirius after that.
Really?
Yes. And I'd heard rumors about that, but I was like, okay, whatever. People don't know. But then it was like featured in Yahoo Finance or something. It's like, holy shit.
Because he interviewed Biden? That's wild.
Well, because of the way he interviewed Biden.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would have a problem with him interviewing Biden if he actually talked to him like he's the most powerful man in the world. Yeah. Not just some fucking celebrity who wanted to suck his balls. It's crazy.
It's a rare time where Stuttering John has kind of a point. Like, you hate to agree with him, but it is bizarre to watch Joe Biden talk about his struggle as a stutterer and Howard go, wow, that's really inspiring.
Yeah,
like, I can't believe you got made fun of.
It's insane. Okay, so anyway, he had Joe Biden on the show recently, and I thought this was an excellent observation, again, from our buddy Connor, sent this into us.
Oi, you guys seen the latest episode of Howard Stern? I know. He's a renegade host who's made his name off of his brash, candid, and provocative interview style. Let's just say he's anything but politically correct. I mean, he hosts interviews with mentally disabled people where he asks them to spell 3-letter words and then laughs at them when they can't. It's just the height of cruelty, isn't it? He's actually interviewed so many that there's an official group called The Whack Pack. Did you know about that? It's a whole group of people for Howard Stern to prod and for millions of people to laugh at. I already thought that was pushing the boundaries, but have you seen what he's done recently? Adding a sitting president to the Whack Pack. Now that's a low blow even for Howard, asking 81-year-old Biden deliberately stupid questions, goading him for funny answers. How cruel is that?
You ever do that? Do you ever go on Facebook and look up people that you grew up with and go, hey, look what became of me?
No, I don't do that.
I think the bigger question here is how the hell did Biden's advisors not see that comparison coming?
That's hilarious. This is the Migration Dilemma is the name of the YouTube channel.
That's a very funny angle.
It's a great angle. It's so funny. Hey, look at it. It's Joe the retard. Come on in, Joe.
It's Joe the Conqueror now.
Joe the Conqueror. Hey, we got a spaceship over here. You want to get in the spaceship and go to the moon? You'll be the first sitting retarded president on the moon. What do you think, Joe? Oh, no, you're getting a phone call. I think it's the flu on the phone. Watch out.
In November, you win Joe's money. That's fun.
Dude, I thought that was great. Thank you for sending that in. And then one more video on YouTube, and then we'll move on to TikTok. I got some big TikTok news for us today. Okay. That's a little teaser right there.
I'm excited.
I know that Aaron Imholt thinks that only him and Chad Zumach have radio chops, but I know how to put a teaser out there when I want to.
That's important in this day and age to have radio chops.
Yeah, it is. After the break, stick around, because after the break, you're not going to want to miss this. Keep your dials tuned.
We can really sweep those quarter hours here.
Jesus Christ. We have too much fun on the show. Okay. This is some gay guy who does some kind of YouTube show, and this seems like a bad idea to me.
The blacks of the internet are currently very mad because Euphoria released their newest, darkest shade of their new foundation, and it's apparently jet black. So I thought we should put this on my face just to see what the hype or non-hype is about.
Now, we were talking earlier in our banter section about how everyone's trying to cancel everyone, and no one can stop filming themselves doing things that are stupid.
Yeah.
This seems like a good example of that.
Are the blacks of the internet an organized group? Is this something Anthony Cumia should be worried about?
It's on Twitter. Anthony's making money on it. He's doing very well. Okay. So let me just scrub through because this guy decides to go full blackface right here.
That would be absolutely insane. All right, so this is the darkest shade of the Euphoria foundation on my face, and it looks very, very black. Like, I feel like the darkest...
All right, Mike, you can't see this, so here's how you can picture this. Whatever you're seeing right now, that's what this guy's face looks like.
I'm picturing Ted Danson at Whoopi Goldberg's roast.
Correct.
Of black people would get accused of cultural appropriation just because this is literally so dark. I don't know anyone in real life that looks this black, and I...
Wow. Okay, so first up, it's not cultural appropriation. That's not why people are mad about blackface. This guy has no clue what he's talking about. Just like, hey, wait a second. We're the ones who have the dark faces. You can't take that from us. That's not... We're not talking about hitting a piñata for your fucking kid's birthday party, you idiot.
That Al Jolson was always a misunderstood black guy.
He's appropriating our culture with this. Okay, I think that's enough of that. We get the gist, right?
Yeah, I mean, I always hated that they like took down the Always Sunny episodes with blackface and stuff.
Yeah.
But there are times where it's just uncalled for, you know? Rare instances.
All right, let's hit some super chats right here.
Yay, super chats.
Sheet Shitterson, $2 says roast battle. John versus Shab. Who wins? Ooh.
I think Shab.
I was going to say Shab. Yeah, I was going to say Shab.
Think. Yeah.
Oh, that was the other thing I didn't bring up when we were talking about Nikki Glazer. She was saying how she has a team of writers to help her for her roast. That's a weird thing too, right?
Well, the roast did in general. I know like David Lucas worked on it. I imagine he wrote for Tony probably.
Well, yeah, she hired her own team of whatever. It doesn't matter.
Oh, outside? Oh, that is a little odd, I guess.
I thought so. But whatever. I mean, she's one of the comics. I know that there's people writing for Drew Bledsoe. I get that. But,
Yeah.
Okay, whatever. Steve Morton coming in with $5 says, would you vote for a Twatson or a Peckerfeld?
Ooh, interesting.
Either or.
Watson.
I
I like Peckerfeld.
Okay, you like Peckerfeld better?
Yeah.
I want to know more about their platforms, sir. I don't vote just on name alone.
Peckerfeld feels more presidential.
Ted Scheckler, $5 says, I didn't know John was a real alpha until I saw him futzing with a football at a business meeting. Dude, he always has that stupid football in his hand. He has to show up with the football.
The guy's tough but fair. That's how you know he's cool. You know, he keeps it real.
Dude, he's literally it's like the same as wearing a name tag that says, ask me about my collegiate football career. What, would you play football in college? Yeah, actually, D1, Notre Dame. Thanks for asking. I didn't know you were going to ask. Yes,
He's in
correct.
his Notre Dame jersey.
Yeah, right. Normal Mike Henry, $5. Chekhov's football, bro. Does he toss it if he wants to give them money? Play my jingle. Do you have a jingle, Normal Mike? Is that true? Hold on. Wait, I'm looking for it. Give me a second. This is the other part people really love about this show is when I'm looking for and then playing jingles.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the super chat, Normal Mike Henry. This money will not go to help John clean the toxic waste from his apartment's floor.
Thank you very, very much for that super chat, Normal Mike Henry. We appreciate it. Like Rolling Stone, $2. M Champion wants you to shout out Ray Pigaguy. All right. Ray Pingaguy. Ray Pingaguy.
Yeah, I got it.
I'm sorry. Len Christmas, £2. Carl, who's better, Mersch or Callen? At what? Podcasting?
At podcasting, I think I would go Mersch.
I'd go Mersch with that, yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Callen doesn't hit his vape and pass out as much, so he's got that going for him. But
Sure.
Matthew Rowley coming in with a $5. I know Matthew's got one.
Here comes the money.
Here we go.
Thanks for the amazing super chat, Matthew Rowley. This gift lifts WATP spirits even more than watching 3 hours of Corndiff 3D printing a trombone when you can't sleep.
Mike, do you think that being around the great podcaster known as Carl has helped you develop into the mediocre talent that we see before us today? I don't know why you're laughing at that.
Yes, ultimately, sure.
Question.
But I don't care for the way it's framed. But yeah.
It's a fantastic question. It's fair. Rick from New York says, this is $5, says, is there a cord sheet or tablature for creme it with walnuts ugly? I don't know what it reminds me of, but I love it and want to give it a whirl myself. Well, it's a B major to an A major to an E major to a B.
Yawn.
It's pretty easy. You'll figure it out. And then Bob S. coming with $14 Canadian with a super sticker. Thank you very much for that. We do appreciate the support, everybody. Thanks for being here. Thanks for supporting the show. We got to move on. We were on YouTube. We got to head over to TikTok.
TikTok's a psyop by the Chinese to fuck up the minds of our youth and some other people too. So let's talk quite a lot about these TikTokers we stalk and know. Oh, TikTok fucking blows.
I don't know if you know this, but there's a movement going on TikTok right now. Mike,
Okay.
Are you following this?
I don't think so. I
Okay.
don't know if I know about this.
All right. Check this out. This is a big deal.
Let them eat cake.
It's time for the people to conduct what I want to call a digital guillotine, a digitine, if you will. It's time to block all the celebrities, influencers, and wealthy socialites who are not using their resources to help those in dire need. We gave them their platforms. It's time to take it back, take our views away, our likes, our comments, our money, by blocking them on all social media and digital platforms.
So this is a TikToker known as Lady from the Outside. And Lady from the Outside has made quite a splash with this idea ever since the Met Gala. She's going, hold on a second. Everyone's concerned about this war in the Middle East and all of these things going on. And these people are flaunting their wealth. And then they want us to like and subscribe. This is nuts.
Interesting. I'm
Yeah,
listening.
all right. Yeah, keep listening.
And I think the first person that we should all focus on is Haley here. Haley Bailey, for your ignorant decision to attend the $75,000 ticket Met Gala and recite "Let them eat cake" while you have done nothing with your 10 million follower platform as people are starving and dying, we sentence you to the Digitine.
Wow.
Blocked.
Vive la révolution.
All right, so this person is calling for blocking celebrities. This is making news. I'll pull up.
I kind of like it.
I do too. By the way, I love it.
Yeah.
Fuck celebrities on TikTok and Instagram and shit. Who cares? So,
Well, especially people that are getting high and mighty about politics. Like, I guess that's what everyone's doing. I will say, like, I didn't realize, I guess Jerry Seinfeld has commented on Israel versus Palestine. But the other day when he got booed during that commencement speech, I thought the crowd was just like, a Jewish guy, get him.
Yeah, right.
It's like, what's going on?
It's a shuli, get him.
But I guess, like, Jerry is spoken out of it, and it's like, Jerry, what are you doing? You're a comic. Why the fuck are you weighing in on this?
Well, I can answer that question for you because he's entered the same era in his life that Bill Maher has. And I'm looking forward to this part in my life. I haven't gotten there yet. You stop giving a fuck.
That's fair. Yeah.
You got more money. You know what to do with. You don't care what people think about you. You're living an amazing life that anyone would be jealous of. You just go, I don't give a fuck what people think. I'll just say whatever I want.
I like Bill Maher's era more than Seinfeld. He's getting drunk and smoking weed with. That's fun.
Yeah, no, it's fantastic. Bill Maher's gonna be a blackface in 2 weeks on his show. I guarantee it's gonna be great.
We should warn him about that.
So this is a Today Show article. It says social media users are trying to deplatform celebrities by blocking them. And I asked the question, is it working? So I'm going to scroll down here to get some stats on this. So all right, let me I'm not sure where it is in the article, but I wrote it down. It says, according to Social Blade, a website that tracks follower and following statistics for several social media sites, Kim Kardashian has lost 44,000 Instagram followers the same day that TikTok we just played was posted. The next day, she lost 123,000.
Wow.
Taylor Swift lost 26,000 Instagram followers on May 9th and 103,000 on May 11th. And Selena Gomez lost 17,000 Instagram followers on May 9th.
I like it. I mean, it's a drop in the bucket for them ultimately, but I like the idea. I think that's actually something. That's more what this girl is doing is more than a celebrity hashtagging Free Palestine or something.
Correct. It's actually doing something.
Yes.
Because as it's pointed out in this article, I won't go through all this stuff, but some of these celebrities are making $1 million a day on posts they're putting on Instagram and TikTok from these endorsement deals they have. And one of those celebrities is one Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Have you heard about his controversy that's coming in?
I don't think so, no.
Oh, this is incredible. The Rock is busted. Check this out.
The Rock is losing all of his fans. In 2017, The Rock claimed he had never tried In-N-Out Burger before, but he described it as one of the best burgers he'd ever had after finally tasting it. Fans were excited to hear that he enjoyed the popular burger chain. However, in a surprising turn of events in 2022, The Rock went back on social media and claimed once again that he had never eaten at In-N-Out Burger, even as he was shown taking a big, juicy bite of their burger. This inconsistency led to confusion and disappointment among his fans.
This is the very first time that I have tried an In-N-Out Burger.
The Rock was instantly called out by comments leading to him deleting the video, but old Dwayne Pants didn't learn there. Exactly 1 year later, he goes back to social media posting his first ever fast food experience,
My first time ever having fast food in my life.
claiming he never has been to a fast food restaurant, although there are plenty of videos of him eating inside of fast food places. Follow if you think The Rock needs to get his act together.
So there's
like that last message.
There's literally a backlash against The Rock right now. Because if you follow this guy on social media, everything is just pushing products. It's all advertising. He's obviously working with In-N-Out because he's going out there. He's like, I've never had this before. The latest one that he put out, he's in the drive-thru and he doesn't know how to order the food. Now, the In-N-Out Burger, if you've ever been there, has 3 menu items. There's a cheeseburger, a double cheeseburger, and fries.
I had it for the I hope no one calls me out on this, but I had it for the first time a few months ago.
You said that in 2017, Mike. I have it on
Stop.
record.
Delete this episode.
In-N-Out Burger is amazing. I wish they had it where I live. I'll be eating In-N-Out Burger in a couple weeks when I go to Hackamania. I'm looking forward to it in Las Vegas. So The Rock was going through this drive-through and acting like, I don't even know how to order fast food. So what do I say? Like 3 cheeseburgers? Is that
how is it pronounced? Cheese.
How does that work? And so I love the fact that it turns out he's done this 2 other times. There's like, I've never even had this before. This is crazy. And people called him out on it and he had to delete the video.
Well, that's what I love when you get to like the Rock's level is if I did that, even if I like accidentally said, if I didn't realize I had it in 2017 or whatever, I would send a second post saying like, I'm a fucking idiot. Whoops. The Rock has to delete it and like run scared from it and pretend it never happened. It's a weird world they live in.
Yes. It's a very weird world that they live in for sure. But, and I was listening to the Drew Lane podcast and they were talking about how The Rock has been discovered as the fakest celebrity. Like there really is a backlash against The Rock right now because all the shit that he does on social media and stuff, it's just like, oh, this is all fake. You're bought and paid for. All of everything that you're doing right now. You're the Kim Kardashian of pro wrestling.
It is. He's like too perfect a guy.
Yeah.
You know? And they're like, we talked a few months ago on the Blind Mike Project. The Rock was on Rogan and he was talking about, I guess he worked out with like Rogan, Shane Gillis, Tony Hinchcliffe, and a few other guys. And he just kept talking. He's like, here's what I love about the guys. Like he was just like, he like loved pretending he was a regular person for a day. Like he really enjoyed that opportunity.
I heard that. I heard when you guys were playing that. And the other thing that The Rock's a phony with, and people have been checking this out too. The Rock claims to not be using steroids or anything like that.
Well,
he's bigger and in better shape at his 50s than he was when he was 28 and the world WWE people's champion.
It's hard work, baby.
It doesn't make any fucking sense. Like that's not how life works. You can't get bigger and stronger in your 50s. So it's just like, well, he's obviously on steroids or something. I mean, allegedly, although I think you could slander anyone if they're a celebrity at this point.
This really is proof of the phrase, you either die a hero or live long enough to see yourself become the villain. Because The Rock was beloved. He was like the man for so long.
We just played Howard Stern. We see the backlash that he's gotten, right? Yeah, no,
true.
It's very true. All right, I want to bring this up. I have a question for the listeners and the viewers of WATS. I got a note from this guy, Ben, and he says, new fan here. Got recommended the first Helga and Lisa video and haven't looked back. Nice. I was thinking a great nutcase to cover on WATS is a TikToker called Jupiter the Hybrid. You familiar with Jupiter the Hybrid?
I don't think so, no.
All right, so Ben says, among other things, he believes he's a cross between a werewolf and a vampire, has a wife that's a My Little Pony doll, and more pedo accusations than you could shake a stick at. He's pretty well documented already, so good clips shouldn't be too hard to come by.
Great to use that phrase for pedophilia.
Yeah. And you can shake. This guy's put his penis in more children than you can shake a stick at.
Get out of here, pedophile.
So I started doing some research on this today, and I couldn't find his profile on TikTok. I don't know if it's taken down or if he's moved things or what's going on. I found some YouTube videos talking about him. So my question to the viewer, this is why I bring this up. Is Jupiter the Hybrid worth looking into? I'm sure there's people out there who know all about the lore and this thing. Is this something that we should explore on WATS?
Okay.
All right. So that's the question. Is it as riveting as The Rock going to In-N-Out Burger? I guess is my question.
It sounds like it. It sounds like it's got all the makings of another In-N-Out Burger scandal.
All right. That's the name of this episode. In-N-Out Burger scandal. All right. This came in from Matt Montgomery. Someone else posted it in our Discord. Might be the same person. I don't know, with usernames and stuff. By the way, we do have a Discord server. If you go to whoarethese.com, you'll find a link to that. It's free to join. Please get there. Hang out with everyone. There's a channel in there just for Who Are These Socials. You can go in there and suggest different social media clips that we should be checking out on this show and have a general conversation about WATS. So get in there if you want to. So Matt Montgomery sends this in. This is a vegan who was invited to a wedding. So you already know what's coming here.
Sure.
Yeah, this is everything you would think that it would be.
I'm so curious about what you would do. If you're invited to a wedding and you accept the invitation, they ask you what you want to eat because they know that you're vegan, or let's just like insert any other dietary restriction, right? They know that, and they're like, what do you want to eat? Because it's not going to be on the catered menu. You give them the simplest thing, Chinese food. You write it out. They're like, bet, I'll send it to the coordinator. And
all right, so I'm glad you're already reacting to this.
I don't know if it's the simplest thing. Something totally off script.
Yeah. So we have 150 people here that we're catering for, and then we got to go call out for Chinese for you? Is that
Yeah,
what you're telling
I meant,
me right
do you
now?
want the chicken steak or the fucking salad, lady?
Right, yeah. I mean, we can take the cheese off the salad. Is that good enough? Or no? Okay. What do you want?
And you're like, okay.
I was just going to say 48 steaks and 3 crab rangoons for this lady.
Yeah, right.
And you're like,
It's funny you say that. I'm wearing my Lorenzo Areola shirt right now. Crab Rangoon. I forgot about
Nice.
his love for that. We got to revisit that guy. I haven't seen him in a minute.
okay. Also, there are about 8 different spots near the church that you're getting married at where you can just get it from. They're like, no problem. I'll probably get it the day before and just heat it in the mic. I don't even have a problem with that. Cool.
By the way, if the coordinator says, I'll probably get it the day before and heat it up in the microwave, they're already telling you you're a pain in the ass.
I suspect if this lady got day-old microwaved Chinese food, she would have a problem with it. I don't know if she's being truthful.
Honestly, Mike, I would. I throw out Chinese food. When I'm done eating it, if there's more food there, I throw it out. I'm not going to warm it up tomorrow.
Can you imagine if like, let's say the next wedding you go to, pretend you're a vegan.
Yeah.
And, you just chose the vegan option, not knowing what it was. And they bring you your plate. And they're like, oh, Carl, obviously we brought you day-old microwave Chinese food like you want.
It might
just
be cold.
assumed.
It might be cold on the bottom. We didn't really mix it or anything. So hopefully it's good.
Because you're a
enough.
vegan, of course.
But that's not what happened. Right? You get a call like 2 hours before the wedding, 2.5 hours, and the coordinator's like, so where do I get this from? Where do you order from? Ma'am, what are you talking about? And so I'm like, any Chinese store, just Google it. They're all the same. It'll taste good. Right? I don't even
Any Chinese store.
Imagine you're in line at a Chinese food place, and in front of you is the bride in her wedding gown.
Yeah, right.
Sorry, I have to pick this up for some picky bitch at my wedding.
Okay, so here's the twist on this that you brought that up. She keeps talking about the wedding organizer. The wedding organizer is her sister. The person getting married is her brother. This is her brother's wedding she's talking about.
The organizer.
Unbelievable.
even care if it doesn't taste good. Like, I just want something to eat. I want my child to have something to eat. And then they're like, okay, working on it. And then an hour before, they're like, how close are you to the church where, you know, the family members are getting married? And I'm like, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. They're like, okay, can you go pick up the
Panda
food?
Express,
I
idiots.
placed an order. Can you go pick? I will not. No, I will not. Why would I go do that? That doesn't even make sense to me. Like, I'm here to see some nuptials, not be your assistant. And they're like, well, you're not going to have anything to eat. And I'm like, okay, cool. I kind of expected this to happen because your track record with being a coordinator is like, iffy. So my question is, what do you do in terms of a gift? Because I feel like the gift serves to...
Holy shit.
Oh, no.
So this is a longer video, but it's worth it. So then she, instead of just going, yeah, so that sucked. I don't know. What are you going to do? This fucking asshole, this narcissist, dare I say, goes, so do I even owe these cunts anything after all of this?
I'm imagining her siphoning ones out of an envelope.
Right, yeah.
Now you get $45.
two different things, right? The gift is intended to help you cut costs, right? Like traditionally, like I'm going to, if I'm not getting you like something tangible, I'm just giving you cash. And I want to help cut the costs that you spent on these meals. Now, my meal is super cheap because it's Chinese food. it's like $20, $25, if that, right?
All right, so she's already not understanding how this works at all.
Yeah.
So the whole point of having a caterer, I actually had a wedding. I know how this works.
Okay.
And I worked in catering for a while. The whole point of getting a caterer is that there's economies of scale. So you're making all this food for all these people, but it's these different food items. And if you're making a lot of it all at once, it becomes cheaper and cheaper to make.
Right.
The fact that she sits there and she goes, it's just takeout Chinese. I ordered that off Grubhub. It's $25. I mean, I'm not even asking for a lot. Dummy.
How do you not know at this point? I'd be so humiliated to be a hindrance on someone's wedding like this. And
Your brother. Your brother's wedding.
It goes back to what we were talking about last week with Ric Flair, where moments like this, I'm glad. Like, I have no self-confidence.
Yeah.
Because legitimately, I've said this before. If I'm at a restaurant or a wedding or whatever, and they bring me out a plate of literal shit, I'd be by the forkful. Just how I like it. Thank you. Because I don't want to be a bother at all. And I guess I'm balanced out by this lady.
Mike, I went to a restaurant. This was a few weeks ago now. I'm the same as you. I just deal with it. And I got this food that was hot garbage.
Yeah.
My steak was way overcooked. And it was crazy. It was so bad. And I went to the server and I just said, listen, I'm not asking for you to do this again. I don't want anything taken off the bill. I just want the cooks or the chef to know this is not what I asked for. This is not well prepared. Because I've worked in the restaurant business and you need feedback from time to time. If people are just fucking making the wrong thing over and over again and no one says anything, it's going to hurt the next person that comes into the place. So I just want them to know. And he goes, great, thank you for that. And my wife's food was garbage. We both ate garbage meals. We had a little bit of it, and then we'd fucking left, and we'd paid our bill, and it was whatever. So I'm with you on this. I would never in a million years then, when I'm being the pain in the ass, go on TikTok and explain how everyone needs to treat me better.
Guys, can you believe this? What they've done to me?
It's crazy. All right, this goes on.
But then the other side of the gift giving is like, it's intended to like celebrate you. You just said your nuptials and yay, you're married. Go be great. But I feel some kind of way if I didn't get any return on my gift. Like, I didn't get food, period. Like, I didn't get food. So what do? Do you still give the gift? I don't know. I am asking other people and they're like, oh, well, maybe you should. And then they're like, absolutely not. Because you did all this driving. I didn't
name names.
That, like, I had to do it.
Yeah, no. There is a payoff for this. Don't worry, Mike.
5 hours to get to this wedding. So, like, I'm arriving an hour before it starts, straight off the road. Like, ugh. I don't know. I want feedback. I want feedback. Like, one, I'm a Virgo, and two, like, rigid, right? Like, I said I'm a Virgo. You get it. Tell me what you think you would do, please.
Okay. So what I love about this is she goes, am I crazy? Like, what should I do about this? Should I give my brother $100 still, or should I just kick him in the balls next time I see him? I don't know.
Yeah.
What I should do. So then she does get feedback. And this is her response to the feedback that she got. Like, this is fantastic.
Okay, let me just offer an apology and some clarity. One, I feel like my question has really activated some untreated, unnamed, unhealed trauma in some of y'all, because the way my comments are just blowing up with like all kinds of mess, it's a little funny.
So I love that you picked up on this already.
It's our fault.
Yes, already the commenters have the problem. The commenters are the one who are the problem on this one. And it just
you asked us, lady.
Yeah, it just reminded me of this quick line.
Am I so out of touch? No, it's the children who are wrong.
Okay, it's like why are you asking people if you don't want the answer, dummy? Okay, let's see where she goes with this. Should be fun. Let's go on this journey together.
But the second thing is maybe you need information, because it's clear that some of y'all didn't watch the video to completion.
No, we watched the whole thing. I watched the entire thing, and I think you're in the wrong, dummy.
You don't have the proper context. I was going to buy the Chinese food, and they can reimburse me.
Right. And just take it out of the gift I was going to give them.
The first thing is that the wedding that I attended was for my brother, right? My brother and like one of my best friends. He asked me, what are you going to eat? The caterer did not provide vegan options. So I try to just like make it real simple. I chose Chinese because there are Chinese like corner stores every 3 blocks, right? I Googled it. Everything around the church was like easily accessible. The next thing is that
again with the stores, the Chinese corner stores. So wait, are we getting the ingredients and we have to make it ourselves? No, you know what? This is even crazier than I thought it was. Is she explaining the caterer needs to set up a whole different area of the kitchen to prepare her meal with Chinese ingredients?
No, you know what? To be fair, I wasn't totally listening the first time. I didn't realize all the groom had to do was run out between the ceremony and the reception and just grab some takeout. I didn't realize it was right in the corner.
I mean, the only thing I can think of is...
What an asshole!
All right, let's keep going.
What I didn't share was that the coordinator was my sister, right? I've been vegan for the majority of my life. And my brother already knew, like, he didn't really have complete faith in my sister, like, coming through on everything. And she didn't.
Can I tell you what's hilarious that I'm noticing?
Yeah.
What in the first version of the story, she didn't say it's my brother and sister purposely.
Correct.
Because she said, if I say it's my brother and sister, I'm going to look like an asshole. Now she's doing it as if she protected them. And she's like, guys, don't you see? They should understand. She's trying to manipulate us both times.
She's also triangulating. She's going, you know, my brother knows that my sister's an idiot and she's not going to get it right. It's like she's trying to get like these people against each other and stuff. It's like none of this is going to work out. But okay, let's see what happens.
It was a lack of just consideration. I think the other thing is that there was just ambivalence about, you know, whether my daughter and I ate if I wasn't willing to do the labor. And that's absurd to me because what I'm looking for is reciprocation, right? In any relationship I have, relationships are transactional.
It's a wedding. You were invited to a wedding. This is not a relationship. It's not like it was your wedding and then their wedding at the same event.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you're at their wedding, dummy.
We can try and say that they're not, but indeed they are. So
it'd be like, so at my wedding, we had 2 different bands play. If someone came to me and they just go, why didn't you book the band that I wanted to see at this event? Like, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know. I told you, Carl, which band I wanted to see. Well, yeah, no, I know. I just picked the ones that I wanted to have at my wedding.
If anyone out there is thinking of doing this, thinking like, hey, she does deserve takeout on this person's wedding day. Yeah. Imagine how insane it would look. If the groom walked by her table and was like, here's your fucking General Tso's.
Yeah, right.
It's an absurd request.
It's ridiculous.
I'm giving you the best, right? Top tier. I expect that. And if you can't reciprocate, then we just have a new baseline of functioning, right? Like the love is always there, but like I'm going to give you what you give me. Because it needs to be balanced. And, you know, here's, you know, I don't want to get too deep, but like some of y'all responses are really rooted in patriarchy and colonialism. So like, let's just maybe explore that.
Okay. She just said that the people who are saying that you're the idiot, you're the asshole.
Yeah.
Is obviously based in patriarchy and colonialism. And I just thought, let's play a fun game with the listeners to this show. Try this in the real world. Next time your boss is like, hey, I needed that project done yesterday. It's not done yet. Sir, what you're telling me to do is based in patriarchy and colonialism. Like these are only terms on the internet.
Oh, right.
You can't use this in the real world. No one would they look at you like you're a fucking idiot. What are you talking about?
And it's hilarious because my main thought, this all comes from like how you would think about the bride. I know the bride hasn't been brought up, but the general standard at a wedding is like, I don't want to ruin the bride's day.
Correct.
And I think when you're not the groom, that kind of goes for the groom as well. Like, I don't want to interrupt his day at all or be a hindrance to his day. So to take that and extrapolate it and say, oh, it's sexism, run amok.
Yeah.
It's a wild take. But you're right. This person it's not even really her fault. She's been trained to say, oh, there's an issue. I'm a woman. People are out to get me because I'm a woman.
It's your brother and sister. It's not colonialism. Jesus.
I think they're sexist.
right? Like, I'm not the caretaker for my brother. I'm not the caretaker for anyone else. Asking me to do extra
No, you're just a taker.
labor is
Stop calling it
absurd
labor.
when I am a guest.
Labor, I know. Actually, our caterer can't run out and grab takeout. They're busy catering. Can you grab your own food and bring it if you want to? That's labor. I'm not doing that.
The sweat I work up when I go out and grab Uber Eats.
I was going to say, you can have it delivered. You can literally just go on Postmates and have it delivered to you.
Additionally, I think I didn't put this in the video, but I did respond in comments. I had already spent about $500, right? I drove 5 hours, spent $500, and that was my gift.
Mike, does her gas cost factor into any of this?
Her gas didn't cost $500, right? What is she talking about?
Maybe the wear and tear on the vehicle. Maybe she's figuring out when she's going to get a tire rotation. I don't know, Mike.
What the fuck is it? Credit to the family for moving as far the fuck away from her as they could. $500 in gas.
They're like John Belinda's kids. They're like, how about Portland, Maine? That seems like a good place to go.
My attendance. Because although I arrived less than an hour early, I still had to get dressed. I literally drove directly to the wedding. 5 hours. I had to get dressed. I had to get my daughter dressed. Had to get our hair done. All of that. And so by the time I finished, I really only had about 20 minutes to spare. And there was no way I was just going to be driving around a city I'm not familiar with to find some food. And so it wasn't a big deal because I expected it. So we didn't stay for the reception. Right? We busted up, we took pictures, we had a good time, and then we dipped and got some food. And it was actually Thai. So, just kidding.
Wow.
Just kidding about what?
Nothing. I don't know. She stuck her tongue out at the end. I guess that was what she was kidding
you
about.
guys. What a cunt.
Yeah, right. What an asshole.
That's cuntly personified.
All right, so the best part about this is the kicker to all of this.
Okay.
Apparently, this woman has a podcast. And it's called I'm Not Gonna Be Quiet. I'm Not Gonna Be Quiet.com. Yes. I know. So this looks fan-fucking-tastic. She has show titles including You Can't Outrun Racism, Nonprofit Industrial Complex. This is, Mike, you and I need to do a deep dive on this woman.
I was going to say, can I come on for that one if you do it on WATP? Okay,
yes.
good.
I mean, I could see this being a bonus show. I don't know. You and I need to go through this woman's podcasting because
it's gotta be horrendous.
There's an episode called Black Women Leave That Toxic Workspace with Your Health in a Bag. My job almost killed me.
It's going to be the boss's fault.
In my mother's shadow, surviving abuse. This is a victim. This is a constant victim of everything. Everything's happening to her. How can this all keep happening to me? I got to order Chinese food at my brother's wedding. I can't take it.
This is someone whose mother wasn't abusive enough. I don't think.
Correct. Someone needed to slap this bitch a few more times, but okay.
Oh, I'm excited.
Yeah. All right. So we'll be checking that out. I'm Not Going to Be Quiet podcast.
Okay,
thank you again to Matt Montgomery.
Yes, thank you. That's awesome.
Giving us that suggestion. I'm looking forward to that. We do have Woke Dad coming up, but first.
Yay, super chats.
Normal Mike Henry says, drive in, drive up, drive through. You know what? I probably still have that on my board somewhere, but I wouldn't even know where to look. It's been so goddamn long.
I miss Tony Michaels.
I do too. I miss that. I don't miss Tony Michaels' hot takes on politics.
No.
It's unlistenable. But I miss his mukbang videos minus the mukbang. He never actually ate the food. Oh, his nuggies. No sauce. No sauce for my nuggies. He ate everything plain.
Drive in, drive out, drive through.
All right, I found it.
Very exciting.
Very exciting. Thank you. Len Christmas, 2 pounds, says, it was a trick question. Mersh and Callen both suck. Fair enough.
Hey.
Rock O or B, 2002, $5 says, if it had been a Mexican wedding, they would have given this vegan lady a bean burrito. Okay. I suppose that's true.
Okay.
Bean burritos have cheese in them, right?
Can vegans eat cheese? I don't know.
They
I know
don't.
what the rules are.
They don't. They're no animal products. Mr. Rapey Ray, €5 says, Carol, when you worked in catering, did you provide knives so they could stab their friends in the back too? How's the old bitch? Sometimes we provided knives. Rocco or B2002 $2 says, maybe hire Stutcho to sing at your wedding. Ooh, that's a good idea. I like that.
I could do that.
Oh, this person, I never play their jingle for them.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
Thanks for the Super Chat Audio File America. Keep this quiet, but Carl emailed you high quality MP3s of John's album to save you the trouble of downloading it on the WATP Patreon.
I don't know, I've heard that one before. I apologize, Audiophile America. You always contribute, and we appreciate that. $10 says, she can call a patriarch all she wants, but if she were a man, her brother would have urinated in her food.
Yeah, that's if it's a brother, he's getting the shit beat out of him.
Yes.
Shut the fuck up.
That's a great point, actually.
She's actually there's eggshells being walked on because she's a woman.
That is a great point. Thank you very much for that. Okay. We have to talk about what Daniel Alexander is up to.
Oh, yes.
So Woke Dad, and people love Woke Dad, and I get it.
I don't blame him, yeah.
I don't blame him at all. This is a guy, and I can't believe people like this exist. This is a guy who can't stop singing his own praises on TikTok. He's the most amazing person he's ever met. And he's enthralled by himself. He's just like, holy shit, I am fan-fucking-tastic. He loves himself.
I think we're close to a tearful speech about his achievements. We haven't gotten it yet, but I think we're getting there.
We're getting close.
Yeah.
All right. So let's see what the latest is. And hold on, I got to grab the link. We have a new format here, and I'm messing up. Here we go.
Not a day goes by where some strange, nameless, faceless...
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Not an Italian walks past you? That's not the way that I would have said that, Daniel.
Not a day goes by where some strange, nameless, faceless person on the internet doesn't tell me that I shouldn't have kids, that I don't deserve to be a parent, that I shouldn't be a parent.
So he's got a whatever comment up on his TikTok thing. I'm going to start a TikTok where I address every mean comment that I get on the internet. Like, would this be like, people are doing this now. I should do this where I'm like, hey, once ate a Lego. I don't dye my beard.
It's constant, and Sarasani does it a lot, and now Daniel Alexander is doing it a lot. He's entering this new phase of his TikTok where there are less videos about his daily interactions because his feed is getting clogged up with, hey, anal fissures 39. That's not, you're taking me out of context.
Oh, yeah, and John's Whippet can, I'm not BFFs with Aaron Imholt. All right, just so you know. I mean, I can't even imagine existence. Does this ever work out well? Do you ever win by calling out commenters one at a time? This is stupid. You're asking for more of this. But okay, let's see what he has to say.
You know why? Because I love my kids unconditionally. Because I support them for who they are. Because I have 2 kids in the LGBTQI community, and I have decided not to be their first or their biggest bully. I've decided to support them.
Well, hold on a second. So now both of his kids are LGBTQI? That's weird. I didn't know that.
Oh.
That's a new thing.
Good point. Yeah,
he had the trans kid, and then they're like, well, do you love your other kid too? He's like, yeah, of course. I just don't talk about that person.
Oh, yeah.
So
you're right.
now there's 2. So apparently the other
multiplying.
Well, the other one wasn't getting enough attention, would be my guess on it. But I love that, like, is someone suggesting that he bring his children to conversion therapy? Like, that's not, I don't think that's what people are saying here, Daniel.
No, well, also, it's the best way to be like, hey, people online are saying that I don't deserve my children. So
Yeah.
I'm really going to prove it by talking about the fact that I have children. Like, what are you proving? You're doing the same shit that made them say that before. So you're not disproving anything. It's just all self-indulgent. And there's the Chris Rock thing where it's him being like, I take care of my kids.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, Daniel, good for you. That's what you're supposed to do.
You're supposed to do.
You'd be an asshole if you did the opposite, but you don't get an award for doing it.
Well, no. So listen to this explanation that he has, because he's trying to gaslight everyone into thinking that they're saying something different than what they're saying to him.
Not to be their first or their biggest bully. I've decided to support them for who they are. You know, it's kind of funny that my kids have only seen me in relationships my entire life, their entire life, that were cis, straight relationships. They have representation in their head of what relationships should be like based on me. Dating only women, because that's all I'm attracted to. As a cis straight
I'm a
man,
fucking guy.
I choose to love my kids for who
I'm pounding puss over here. My kids are like, who's this broad? I'm like, I don't even know her name. Doesn't matter. I'm pounding puss.
Hey, I love the LGBTQ community, but I'm all testosterone and cum.
And I choose to love my kids for who they are. They are not a piece of my property. I don't own them, and I can't force them to be something different than they are. I can only love them for who they are, help them grow into great people, and teach them well. Teach them to be kind, not to attack strangers on the internet.
So can I just point out the obvious on this one to Daniel? I don't want to get too deep here, but I think the point is that before children are sexually aware, they can't really be gay or straight. You're not really attracted. Like when I was a little kid, I thought girls had cooties, you know, and now I'm married to a woman. Go figure. You know, that's kind of how that works.
My 9-year-old loves cock.
Yeah, right. All he watches is gay porn on Pornhub. He's obviously gay. Well, he shouldn't be watching that. I don't know why this is being exposed to
this kid, he's always grabbing at bananas and hot dogs. This kid just can't get enough.
and the whole idea that, you know, the trans kid that he has, like this gender thing is confusing for everyone at this point. Like I still don't understand Rio, the bearded lady man that we were checking out not too long ago. Like this is all confusing. Children can't grasp this. I can't grasp it. So I think what people are saying to you is like, hey, stop leaning into this thing that your kids think they're gay or queer or trans or whatever. Like, just let them be kids.
It's also crazy, and it's so self-important to make this a social issue. Like, people make fun of my disability, my weight, well, all that type of shit on Twitter, because that's a funny thing to attack. For me to read those comments and be like, here's the problem with society today. It's like, no, it's 8 guys that have a fucking Twitter account and know who you are.
It's only going to get worse, Daniel. I hate to break it to you. This is going to get worse. The pile-on is beginning right now, okay? All right, so now let's see him. So that was him responding to the haters. Now let's see him celebrating his triumphs.
Oh, good.
So I built my coffee empire, my mobile coffee shop from nothing.
Empire.
Is it what was that? At first, I thought it was a joke, and the more he goes into it, I was like, I don't think he's kidding.
Mike, it's funny you say that because I wrote down in my notes, Empire, Empire, and I'm like, well, he's joking. It's just a stupid little mobile coffee shop. But then, no, watch this.
No, he's not.
And it is remarkable. I mean, this thing is just so freaking cool. I love the space that I get to be a part of. And over the last 7 months, I've done some really incredible social media posts to promote my business. Some of them are just a little dramatic. Some are mind-boggling. But for the most part, a lot of them are just plain old, amazing fun.
Well, hold on. He used a couple words there. Incredible and mind-boggling.
Yes.
I can't think of a social media post where I've been like, I need to see a doctor. Like my God, he's talking about his kids.
I just have one question for you, Mike. How does this guy brew coffee with one hand patting his back all day long? It's got to be very difficult. Jesus Christ, Daniel, get over yourself. So fucking proud of himself. It's ridiculous. You're not that great.
I get to inspire others. I get to uplift my community and make people smile. And I get to do it every day in the coolest way. For me, it isn't just about the coffee. It's about creating an incredible, incredible community. I am particular about my coffee. It is some of the best around.
All right, here's another stupid question. Have you ever met someone who's grounded, who understands what's going on in life, who uses the word community?
No.
I just realized this just now. It just jumped out at me. I'm like, these idiots who talk about how amazing they are always using the word community as if that means anything. It doesn't.
Yeah. I don't have a blind. I don't have a blind community. I don't have a community of any kind that I can turn to and be like, "What do we think about this issue, gang?"
It's like your community are people who enjoy coffee wherever you show up. That's a community. I don't know. I don't think that they're all exchanging posts on social media later.
You know what's interesting in different ways about John Sarasani and Daniel Alexander are oddly similar, even though they're very different types of guys.
Mm-hmm.
But like what I find interesting about them is both of them look at themselves as above the rest of us. Like they talk about the trolls and what losers they are and all that. Yet while I'm listening to Daniel Alexander, all I can think of is, and I changed their lives for the better. Like,
yes!
He's no different than Stuttering John. They're all the
Correct.
same guy, and they think they're above this for some reason. It's crazy.
I've saved 2 or 3 people from drowning alone.
2 or 3. Who can count?
Asshole.
Or if you ask me, it is the best around, in my humble opinion, of course. But I also care about doing something really incredible for the community. And I have absolutely picked my next venture, and I can't wait to share this with you. I'm building a 3-wheeled pedal bike out of nothing to sell ice cream. This isn't it, but this is sort of where I'm getting my ideas from.
Jesus Christ, feel free to dream big, Dan. Dream bigger. This is crazy. Guys, I have a brand new idea for a business. I'm going to sell ice cream from a tricycle. What?
Is the bike invisible? Because I'm not a craftsman, but if he's using literally nothing, he might be in rough shape.
Good point. Yeah, it's not literally nothing. Like probably parts and stuff, I would imagine.
Build it from nothing.
Well,
not one of those highfalutin pedal bikes.
I'll have wheels and tires and a bike chain. Okay, so not nothing. You're right. A seat. Okay,
Yeah.
good point.
It won't be like Jeff Bezos' pedal bike.
It's going to be something like this, but a whole lot more fun. So I know I do a lot of human rights stuff, but what do you think? Do you want to see my ice cream cart build?
I don't give a fuck.
Can we?
So he says he's attracted to women, but I think he's only attracted to the guy in the mirror. I think that's what he jerks off to every day.
He really does get off on himself. And it's
Yeah.
like, Daniel, why are you asking? Here's why you're asking us, why you're turning to TikTok. Much like the lady we just saw with the wedding shit. She went to social media because she wanted all of us to say, oh, you go, girl. You are so right. I can't believe they did that to you. Daniel wants all of us to applaud him and say, you go, Daniel. Of course you should do that. Whereas if it's something you actually believed in and wanted to do, you would
do
just
it.
make the bike and just do it. You wouldn't need our approval, but you need us to tell you how great you are.
Just fucking do it. Let me read a couple comments underneath here because this definitely illustrates your point here. Absolutely want to see it.
Oh, nice.
Yes, please. What a great idea. Congrats. Sounds like an awesome idea. Absolutely. Your community is lucky to have you. It sounds really amazing, dude. So here's the point. He's obviously deleting negative comments. There's no fucking way in hell.
And
there's
responding to them somehow.
Yeah, there's no fucking way in hell there isn't a person in there just going, Daniel, not everything's a fucking TikTok video. What are you doing? Just if you want to sell ice cream during the summertime, just do it. Who cares? It's a difference.
Yeah, right. Hey, guys, I got a paper route. Aren't you proud of me?
This reminds me of what you and I were talking about before the show started.
Yep.
Where you were checking in on Steel Toe, as everyone is right now. I mean, everyone's checking out Steel Toe right now with the April divorce and my crazy take that it's all work and everything.
Sure.
And your big takeaway was this fucking guy starts every show going, hey, doesn't it look great? The lighting's great. Things are getting great. I'm going to add a
He's
green
convincing us how
screen.
great the show is. Yeah.
I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. It's looking really good. It's like, just do it. I've never won. So I used to have skateboard decks behind me that were Star Wars caricatures. And I decided like, oh, goddamn, I just gave I got to delete that fucking emoji thing. And I decided, it'd make more sense to have WATP stuff behind me. We have all of these great artists who create all this great art. We have to do the live shows. We have the posters. Why don't I decorate the walls with WATP stuff? Now, I didn't for 2 months before that go, here's what I'm thinking, guys. Guys, tell me what you think, guys. I'm thinking maybe we get the Star Wars decks down because that doesn't have anything to do with WATP. And maybe what we do, okay, listen to this. What if I started printing out some of the artwork and put it on the walls behind me? Guys, tell me in the comments. What do you think? Is that a good thing to do? Just fucking do it.
It's all self-indulgence, but it comes from a place of complete insecurity, which is weird. Whereas if they were honest about their insecurities, it would actually be more relatable. And you would probably get less hate comments.
Yeah, no, that's a really good point. I don't have to crowdsource every decision I make for WATP. Right. I just fucking do shit. I'm just like, maybe producer Chris and I or Jenny Jingles and I have a conversation. I'm like, I should probably put some of the artwork up. Like, yeah, that's a good idea. All right, cool. I'll do that. I never talk about it. I just do it. And then it happens.
Look at this fucking art.
Yeah, right. And then I do a victory lap, the artwork episode. Can you guys believe it? I told you I was going to do it, then I did it. Fucking douchebag. All right, here's one more from Daniel Alexander. He's still talking about this Walmart bathroom incident.
Oh, yeah. So a guy who's really troubled by this, by the way. And what I didn't send was he made a new video. Remember the video we watched? I figured it didn't do us any good watching basically the same story. But remember we watched him tell the story a couple months ago?
Yes.
And I said that I think that was a repost from like a year ago when he originally told the story. He posted the video again. To say like the same story. He posted it again, essentially to be like, what a victim I am. And then claps back at the comments that don't think it actually happened.
Well, so let me just tell people what the story is, so we understand the context of it. He was wearing a shirt that said, like, my trans kid is the coolest trans kid, or something stupid shit like that.
Yeah.
And he had it on the front of his shirt and the back of his shirt because he was going to Albany to pass legislation to make sure that children could not go through puberty when they're supposed to biologically, and that we could definitely slice boobs off of 13-year-old girls. So he's going to do this important legislation at Albany that he pats himself on the back for. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little too political. But the point is...
There was a tax cut in the bill, though, so it all kind of worked out in the end.
The point is, he's in a Walmart, and he goes to the bathroom, and he's at the urinal, and a guy grabs him. He's like, what are you, some kind of trans or something?
Get out of here, lady!
Yeah, right. He's standing up with his cock in his hand peeing, and the guy's like, you're one of them! Get the fuck out of here! And he pushes him. This is the story. This is the story that he tells. No one believes it, but he keeps doubling and tripling and quadrupling down at it.
Yep.
Hi, Gene. Forgive me if I'm wrong here, but reading your comment, it suggests that you're justifying someone assaulting someone else in the bathroom, but only if it's a woman who is using a men's restroom because she has no business in being there. And
all right, first off, Daniel, you're doing this all wrong. If you were Stuttering John, this is how you would respond to this tweet. If it's Y-O-U-R-E-U-R, women, it's woman, W-O-M-A-N, you dumb fuck.
Yeah, you got to learn that, Danny, if you want to be in this game, you got to learn tricks like that. It really cuts people down.
It cuts people down when you correct their grammar and their spelling. That's always how you get to them.
And the reason I come to that conclusion is because if you weren't trying to justify his actions, you wouldn't have put it in the comment. You most definitely wouldn't have put it as the first part of the comment. So that reads to me and a lot of other people like you're trying to justify the man who assaulted another person because he thought they were a woman in the men's restroom.
That reads to me and a lot of other people. Name them. Who? Who
have you researched this with? Focus grouped.
Fucking asshole.
You know what's... Can I just tell you what's very interesting about these people, though?
Of course.
Is like the people that you cover very often, you know this well, will say, oh, these guys are losers that only have time to goof on me. Like, that's what their whole show about is goofing on me. Yet... any criticism they get, they seem to find the time to psychologically break the person down. And so, oh, well, what you really mean is this because you wouldn't have put it at the beginning of the comment. So just admit there's something fun about critiquing people. At least give us that.
Right.
Counselor.
We're all on the same page, right? So for the sake of polling, let me go back to my lady friends. Hi, lady friends.
Hello.
Have you ever used a men's restroom?
You don't even know what you just said. Oh my God, the internet's going to crush you so hard.
Come on,
you better
guys.
avoid Reddit for a while. Oh boy.
I'm just having fun.
Oh boy. Did you hear when Blind Mike responded to lady friends? What a queer. Aaron Immel called me a queer.
I like that.
I liked it too. I thought that was funny. He wasn't having fun with it like I would have, but it was still funny.
No.
What a queer.
Have you ever used a men's restroom, had somebody watch the door while you ran in there? Have you ever used a men's restroom for any reason at a venue, at a concert, because the ladies' room was full? If you have, raise your hands either in the comment or just in person.
Can I answer that question for him? No.
What good would a person in person raising their hand do?
But also no. I've been to many venues. I've been to concerts, sporting events, all of these things most women wait in line for the women's room. Not
yeah.
most. Not just most. Not just 51%.
Unless they got a big-
99.9.
Unless they got a big meaty cock on them, then they run to the men's room.
Correct.
Raise your hands. Right. Okay, Gene. Now we know who's affected, which is a lot of women.
Whoa, Daniel. How do we know that?
I don't know. I looked around the room. I didn't see any hands up. What do you mean?
This is not
what
a
are you talking
scientific
about?
poll.
No, definitely not.
Of those women, can you justify being assaulted in the restroom because they had no business in being there?
You ever see a woman in the men's room and you just grab her by the cock and you're like, get the fuck out of here, lady. You just squeeze her testicles. You're like, you got to get the fuck out of here. Like, what's he talking about?
Was it something they were wearing? Do you see where I'm going with this?
Yeah, you were raped, Daniel. I get it, brother.
He should. All right. So the name of his channel, if you want to look it up and comment on his videos, is _shoe_fits. What it should be called is Owning the Haters. Because
Yes.
I would hate to be a person who commented on one of his videos just to see him make a video owning me. That's got to be terrible. I
Fair
can't imagine.
warning.
Fair warning.
Or just go with I'm also a victim. Because he hates that he's a cis white. He has a bunch of videos about why cis white men are dangerous. The context didn't make sense, but remember this debate about he asked, like, would you rather your wife be alone with another cis white man or a bear? I guess that was a question going around TikTok that Daniel weighed in on. He's still having that debate with people. And he's like, here's why everyone says bear. And I'm like, I don't know if everyone says that, Daniel.
What do you think's more dangerous, a white guy or a mountain lion? What do you think? What do you mean? I see white people on the street every day. A mountain lion would be terrifying.
Hello, friend.
It's fucking nuts. All right. I got one more video from TikTok for us. And this one came in from the Japanese fart enthusiast on our Discord. Again, go to our Discord server, whoarethese.com, get a link. It's free to join. And there's a channel in there for Who Are These Socials. And Japanese fart enthusiast is in there with some fun videos that he found. Now, I'll just tell you, I'll let this whole thing play, but I'll just tell you, this is one of those videos where it's an attractive blonde female in very good shape sitting in the front seat of her car and recording herself.
I always joke about how, like, I leave a snail trail everywhere I go. If I'm in gym clothes especially, it seeps through so bad. It's on every seat that I sit on, whatever. Even in high school, this was like a thing. But I knew it was really bad when today at Pilates, we were sitting on the reformer and we were doing like little swimming things, and I touched down, and when I stood back up into a like more standing position, my instructor like jokingly was like, I got you guys sweating on that reformer, especially you, meaning me. I wasn't sweating. That was just
good Lord.
trailing, just sliming that machine up. And I was like, yeah. So I sat down and like did the white forward thing. But like also, she shouldn't have called me out because it's like fucking shady. Like I feel like she knew that like obviously it wasn't sweat, but like whatever. But even at the gym and stuff, like I have to literally like carry a towel and like wipe that shit off. And it's not even embarrassing. It's just like, why?
Kind of aroused.
I was going to say, I would date her. I don't know. It's weird. There's something weird about it. But
I do want to remind everyone that you had the gall to start the program by saying that Nikki Glazer was guilty of oversharing when you knew we had this video.
Yeah, that might be a little bit too much. Wow, that's
I'm
something
into
else.
I like her moxie.
All right. Put in the comments, guys. You know, I don't do this enough. Hey, guys, tell us in the comments if you like a snail trail on a lady.
Yeah, you guys hard right now, sound off in the comments.
Yeah, whose dick just moved? Let us know in the comment section. Unbelievable.
Yay, super chats.
Hulkamania gifted 5. Who Are These Podcast memberships? Thank you very much, Hulkamania. And you know what he did after that, Mike?
What's that?
Gifted another 5.
Oh my God.
Who Are These
This guy's
Podcast
crazy.
memberships? Guys, turn on accept gifted memberships if you're in the chat. Subscribe to the channel. If you haven't subscribed, what are you doing? Subscribe to the channel. Turn on the notification button so you know when we're going live. And you can get the bonus episodes and watch WATP live. When you are a member, go to the community tab. I put all the links to all the episodes in there. Riskiest Pizza 5. You know what? I think this person has their own jingle, if I'm not completely mistaken about that. Right? Haven't we heard Riskiest Pizza 5 before? Yes, here it is.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
Thanks for the Super Chat Riskiest Pizza 5. Support like yours is 1,000 times more money than John pays his guests.
There actually isn't an equation for a percentage
that's
over
tough.
0, but okay.
Makes us look stupid.
Riskiest Pizza 5 says, Woke Dad is the ultimate poon hound. I have a jingle, by the way. I got it, buddy. I got you. Hacko Burrow $2 says, WD being straight is the most surprising thing. Woke Dad being straight. Yeah, no shit.
Yeah, a little bit. It's also surprising how proud he is of it, how he always mentions it.
Listen, me being a poon hound, a straight, white, cisgender male.
Yeah.
Slaying all the puss. I get it. People.
I wish I wasn't such a ladies' man. Such a ravenous
it's
alpha beast.
It's actually embarrassing how much pussy I get. I try to downplay it as much as I can. Hulkamania gifted another 5 memberships. Hulkamania, you're the man. I hope to see you at Hackamania. Coming in next.
Here comes the money. Here we go.
Thanks for the Super Chat, KJ. The Instagram jingle lyrics seem to be studied more than the Dark Side of the Moon album.
Community is code word for busybody. That's a great insight.
Yeah.
That is a great, I've never thought of that before. You're right. People are like, I've created a community. We have a community here. It's like, oh, so you're just talking about everyone that you come in contact with all the time? That makes sense.
Yeah. Because the other people you're interacting with don't feel that way about the community, most likely.
Interesting. KJ, good observation. Rocco Orby 2002 says, I wonder if we can review Bomb Woke Dad on Yelp. I don't know. Let's not fuck with his business.
Oh, yeah. No. Don't do that. Definitely
He's
don't do
fine.
that.
It's fine. And then Hulkamania with another 5 gifted memberships. That is 20 gifted memberships, which I believe is $100. So thank you very much.
Quite frankly. Doesn't mean no good.
Whoa. No. Trust me. Mike and I share in the proceeds. No, thank you very much, Hulkamania. I really appreciate that. I see you all over all the shows. And I don't know if maybe you're that guy that was giving all that money to Elisa Jordana. I don't know how you have this much money, but we appreciate it. Thank you very much. Finally, normal Mike Henry $2 says, free pizza and escargot at Planet Fitness. All right, Mike, I got
Good reason to sign up.
I got a couple of voicemails for us to check out here.
All right.
This is for WATS. Have you guys ever thought about covering one of Blind Mike's producer, Chris Ocone's podcasts? He does a gay sex podcast, and then he does another racist podcast, and I think that would be good fodder for the two of you guys.
Mike, comment?
After last week's Blind Mike project, I think Craig is a great guy. I'm happy to have him as a friend and a partner on the show. And there's really nothing that he does wrong. So I don't know what I would do with a review. Other than make glowing comments about it, I can't imagine what I would say.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So do you think that Hack Ride, I know he's a demon from hell and everything.
Yes, he is.
But is he sensitive at all, do you think? Sensitive demon?
He can be. Why?
Yeah, all right. I was getting the sense that we were walking on eggshells just now, walking on eggshells.
I don't like to upset him.
Fair enough. Okay. Here's a fun one.
Hey there, Carl and Blind Mike from Who Are These Socials. It's me, Lisa Boswell, and I'm asking, can you get Mike to say Death Row? Bye.
I won't do it, and I never will.
Why not, Mike? Hey, you know what? Hey, Mike.
Yes?
Hey, Mike, you know what?
What?
Nobody cares.
I don't like interacting with Lisa Boswell.
Hey, Mike. hey.
Hold on, I gotta find the video I have right here. It is.
Yeah.
Nobody cares.
I love it. I don't like interacting with Lisa Boswell. Too bad. That's your new co-host on WATS, motherfucker. That's all I do now.
I'll have to get used to it.
I like pizza.
All right.
I like pizza.
I don't want to taste whatever she's leaving behind on the seat.
I got a snail trail too.
You know what's
I'm not
insane?
Sweating.
I'll say that what's insane is I was late to catching up with you talking about Lisa Boswell.
Yeah.
And I saw clips of them first, kind of out of context. And then I was listening to one of your more recent episodes, and I was like, oh, these are ladies?
Yep. That's one of the reasons why we love him, Mike.
I didn't really get what was happening, but I think I'm more in tune now.
I still don't get what's happening, but okay.
Hey, Carl, you were talking about not understanding the home down payment and meet and greet with the president on WATS.
Right.
Maybe you didn't hear about it because some a-hole didn't make it clear that the meet and greet costs extra, like in Detroit. Just kidding, I was there for meet and greet. All right, chill.
All right, thank you very much. Yeah,
good point.
People get very confused by the ticketing sometimes. Of course, he's referring to last week we had Joe Biden, the White House, put out a video of Joe Biden meeting a couple women who there's some program he helped them get a down payment on a house, and they gave him a house plant, and the teenage daughter had never been near a window before, so she was very excited about it.
Right.
I got some good feedback on that. We want to go back and check out more of the White House's PR videos.
Who knew they were doing such great things?
I can't wait for the next debate. Well, the debate coming up where Trump's like, you've done nothing for anyone in the 4 years you've been in office. That's not true. There's a woman in Vegas who now has a window. She never had a window before.
That's going to be a wild channel, because I imagine it's the same YouTube channel that, like, when Trump wins, it's going to be his videos, right?
Oh, weird. Yeah, you're right, because there was the Twitter account for POTUS was being used, and then when Trump got it, he's just like, no, I have way more followers.
I got this, guys.
Yeah, I don't need your stupid fucking Twitter account. That's interesting, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey, Carl, this is for WATS. Mike, I was at a party over the weekend, and I got pepper sprayed. This is a stunt thing, not a rape thing. But I gotta say, for 15 minutes, I knew what it was like to be you. And I gotta say, you were both stunning and brave. I don't know how I could live like that.
Thanks, buddy.
Good for you, man.
You are both stunning and brave, Mike. I
appreciate that.
I agree.
Yeah, you know, guys, I've been talking to my community about it, and we don't like to brag. But
I would love if that was your new angle, where you just go on and he goes, guys, it's not easy being blind. And I'm going to talk about that for 30 minutes right now.
I could be an inspirational guy.
Yeah.
How does he do it?
Troy Smith comes in with the shit we are. FSJ, FKB. I saw a shirt. Someone came up with a shirt idea in one of the subreddits that was like the Run DMC style shirt, but it said FSJ, FKB. I would wear that every day. I love that.
That's not bad.
It's great. Also, Hulkamania coming with another 5 gifted memberships. I can't thank you enough, Hulkamania. You are my new best friend. I'm going to start calling you on the phone, like Starring John calls his super chatters. So I was talking to Leo Gunn the other day, and the legend, and we both agreed that the shit weigher really does weigh a lot of shit. And you know what? Leo Gunn brought up some really good points about the shit weigher being Jewish, and I didn't realize that, but he's right.
I was talking to a couple of guys who were definitely trolling me, and they reinforced a lot of the ideas I already had.
For the first time ever, all they did was agree with everything I said. It was great. Speaking of the shit weigher, I see our numbers going down. I'm annoyed with Shuley.
Fuck you, Shuley.
He's changing
Podcast war.
He keeps changing his schedule. I'm pretty sure that Uncle Rico is doing a show right now. So when we're done, hop over to Uncle Rico, watch their channel. They're always doing great stuff. I always watch the Uncle Rico show. But you know what I watched before that is Blind Mike and everything that Blind Mike is doing. You find it on blindmike.net.
Thank you, buddy. Yes. Sunday we will be actually not live. But Sunday at 10 a.m. is when the Blind Mike Project debuts on YouTube. But you can get early access to it if you're a Patreon or YouTube member. So consider that. Also, if you want to check out Why You Laughing, it's up on Patreon now, and it'll be available the middle of next week. New Why You Laughing, Carl, is actually about you. It's Stuttering John Part 2 and his entrance into the Dabbleverse. We talked about a year and a half ago. We talked about Stern's time on Howard Stern, The Tonight Show, and I decided to go back because that Stuttering Sex Pest did such a good job chronologically breaking down your history with him. I said I want to revisit the early days of how the Dabbleverse started. So
Oh,
we'll
that's
talk about
fun.
that next week. Yeah.
You know, it's about time someone started talking about me on podcasts.
I figured.
I've
yeah.
been saying this for a while. Why aren't I the subject of all these podcasts now? That's cool. I was actually listening to you on Why Are You Laughing? You were talking about the SNL Weekend Update.
Yes, that's the most recent episode.
That's the most recent episode. I was checking that out, and that's a fascinating history.
Thank you. Yes, I actually forgot to mention a couple guys. Like before Dennis Miller, I forgot Christopher Guest was the Weekend Update guy, which is very weird to think.
Well, that's the last thing Christopher Guest is known for.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, Christopher Guest has an amazing. And have you done an episode about him?
No, he's on my list. But
Yeah.
I love like Best in Show.
Yep.
And yeah.
All those movies that he's done, even his work on SNL, which was not the best years. He had some great skits on there, but of course, Spinal Tap.
Oh yeah.
Fucking Spinal Tap. Holy shit. I was hanging out with my family the other day, and my brother, who's a big Def Leppard fan, my brother's older than me. He was big into like these hair bands and stuff. And I was talking about Spinal Tap because my buddy Dan Filato was part of Spinal Tap too. So I was talking about that. My brother goes, I never saw it. I go, what? He's like, yeah, no, I never saw Spinal Tap. I'm like, what are you doing?
Spinal Tap is one that you don't realize how much it's quoted.
Oh, it's like that movie. I think I could probably lip sync every scene in that movie at this point because it's so funny and I don't know. Anyway, the point is you should do Christopher Guest, but the other point is whoarethese.com.
Yes.
That's where you want to go to find all things Who Are These Podcasts, Who Are These Broadcasters, and Who Are These Socials, the show that you're watching or listening to right now. We do this show every week Thursdays on our YouTube channel. So you can watch us live if you're listening. And if you're watching, subscribe wherever you get podcasts. You can listen to the show. It's a great listen because I have a blind co-host. So we don't do anything that's all that visual.
That's right.
All of it you can kind of understand in an audio format. And also hackmania.com. I will be live in Las Vegas along with the whole WATP crew and a bunch of other podcasts. We just added Dick Masterson and Vito Gesualdi of The Biggest Problem in the Universe are going to be there. And it is May 31st through June 2nd in Las Vegas. Hackmania.com, promo code WATP, 20% off your tickets. I hope to see all of your smiling faces there. We got one more super chat that just came in. Rune Goon, $7 Australian says, "Oi, mate, play my jingle. If it's not done yet, you can please Venmo me my money back." Rune Goon, do I have a jingle for Rune Goon? I might not. We're working on it.
You're costing us money.
We're working on it, Rune Goon. I promise you. Mike, on a serious note, between you and me.
Yeah.
All right, I just ended the stream. This is just you and me talking now.
Well, all right.
Is it fucking crazy that people in Australia watch this show?
It is pretty weird to think. I think there's a couple people on my Patreon from like England or something.
Yeah.
It's bizarre to
It's
me.
wild.
Yes. Yeah.
It is seriously wild. And I appreciate that. Holy shit. Hulkamania coming in.
Yay, super chats.
Oh, here's a mental note. I got to make a Hulkamania jingle for sure. Another 5 memberships. We're up to 30 now on this episode.
I notice he doesn't buy them all at once. I wonder if like you're hitting milestones in his mind. Like if you do things that warrant him buying more, you know?
Oh, is he playing a game at home? And he's just like,
Yeah.
every time that Carl...
Amuse me, boy.
I'm wondering if I have like verbal crutches he's looking for.
Oh, maybe.
For example, when I watch John, I have a little bingo board in front of me and I go, okay, fat fuck, all right. Got it. You know, I'm wondering maybe there's something like that I'm hitting.
Right.
Hulkamania, if there's a formula to this, let me know.
Yeah, please.
Actually don't. That would be terrible. And then look at this douche of the Dabbleverse.
Yay, super chats.
Coming with $25 at the very end. Thank you. He says, sup, Sir Carl and Mike. Carl, your band sounded great on radio in the morning. TYFYC. Thank you for your service. Thank you for your, I should know this. It's a C. Well, anyway, douche of the Dabbleverse. This is a no agenda listener in the morning to you, sir. Thank you for checking out my band, The Isotopes. I just posted a bunch of videos on the Isotopes YouTube channel. We were live in the studio on a radio station last weekend, and you can check that out. There's a couple covers, a bunch of originals on there. And you can watch me play live, and you can see why I get upset when John says he's a better guitarist than me. You'll see the reason why I get very offended by that. That's you shouldn't be a father because your kid is trans. That's what triggers me when John goes, I'm a better guitarist than Carl. I'm like, whoa.
Does this sound like a B chord progression to you, asshole?
Thank you. You remembered. Rune Goon, another 250 Australian. Can you guys speak louder? I'm in the shower. Yes. This is for Rune Goon in Australia. You have to yell louder because he's all the way in Australia. So
yes.
I would imagine that's tough.
Yes.
I'm liking this super chats at the end of the show thing. Deuce to the Devil
Buzzer beaters. Yes.
Oh, thank you for your courage. Holy shit. I have lost my mind. Thank you. Thank you for your courage. In the morning to you, Douche of the Dabbleverse. And actually, I got that wrong on purpose, so you'd give me another $2.
I think you were in a moment like the lady from the graduation. Like
Yeah.
it's a C word. I was like,
I don't like where this is going. All right, Mike, I think we've done it all here.
Well, let's hightail it out of here, pal.
All right, guys. Thanks so much for watching. Head over to Shuli Network. Watch the Uncle Rico Show if that's what's live right now.
Anyway, social media, I'll catch you later, man.
Who are these socials?
That's what this audience wants to hear. Like, whoa!
Who are these socials?
I'm the one who should apologize. Folks, what you were about to see is real.
With Carl.
Okay, we got it.
And Blind Mike.
Who could have thought of that?